We do, and I'll send you home with both of these.
Okay.
We do tests through LabCorp. They're a nationwide laboratory, and you went and got your blood taken. Tons of doctors use them, and we do as well, and they do a good job. They use, in general, 2 standard deviations from the mean to determine if you're basically out of line when it comes to your blood tests.
Okay.
So essentially, like, this is like a bell curve, and the majority of people fall into this area, and then some people kind of fall outside, and then some people fall outside of that. What this is like disease.
Okay.
To some degree. Okay. And the lab doesn't tell us until you're like outside here. So it's got to get pretty bad before they're like, oh yeah, she's got a problem with this.
Okay.
Okay. So keeping that in mind, you only had a couple things.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
that.
good. Yeah, we don't want a whole ton
No.
falling outside of that for sure, because that's definitely more
Scary.
of an issue. Yeah. Mean corpuscular volume, that's how big your red blood cells are. Usually, if this is high, your red blood cells are struggling to carry oxygen. Okay. So like an anemia kind of situation, and we'll talk about that more here in a second. And then you also showed up for your LDL, low density lipoprotein cholesterol, was a little high. Okay. And we did a ton of tests on you. These are the ones that hadn't come in yet, but we tested that with the muscle testing. And then we did what they call a lipid panel, which is like cholesterol and all that. And then it puts you into these categories of risk. And I don't know if there's a history of heart disease that runs in the family, or stroke or anything like that.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, the problem with that is that you have to like wait until you're among the worst of the worst for anything to be done. Exactly. And even here, your doctor would probably be like, hey, you're fine. You're fine. So I take those same tests and I put them through a functional health analysis. Okay. And this is where I worry.
There's a lot of colors on here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We find a lot more. It's the same numbers. What we do with this is like squeeze them in. Okay. And I'm oversimplifying it a little bit because a lot of them, the lady who made this analysis, her name is Dr. Lynn Toohey. She has a PhD in human biology, and she's like brilliant. But anyway, I use this analysis and have for many, many years, and it's a great analysis, but it picks up stuff where it's like, so don't think of it like, oh, I have this right now. Think of it like, oh, this is a warning that I might have it in the future if I don't do anything now. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, all of that's a big, long explanation for why I like this test better.
For sure, yeah.
And there's a lot of like moderately higher than it should be, and then some that are like, yeah, we don't like this. But keep in mind, two out of all of these are what showed up here. Yeah. So I don't want you being like, oh my gosh, yes. I want you to take steps, but
for sure.
Yeah, you're with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, on your same page.
Okay. I like this because she takes all of this and says, okay, what's all this mean? These are in alphabetical order, not in order of importance. Okay. Okay. Anemia due to B12 folate deficiency. Anemia, iron deficiency. Cardiovascular health, non-homeostasis. And that was some of the stuff that was shown up here just a little bit. This is where we get into your migraines a little more. GI dysfunction, malabsorption, gut troubles. Okay. Hypochlorhydria, that's like not enough stomach acid.
Okay.
Now, everybody thinks of like, oh, I've got too much stomach acid, it's causing problems. There's all sorts of reasons why that's not the case. It's hardly ever the case.
Okay.
Most of the time, people don't have enough stomach acid, and their food is not digesting enough for it to get absorbed well.
Makes sense.
And that is something that is showing up in your case. The thing that I think relates back to your migraines the most is this one, the liver non-homeostasis. In other words, your liver's showing stress based on the blood tests.
Okay.
Pancreatic insufficiency. Now, we didn't find pancreas was a trouble. Whenever there's a leaky gut issue that relates to candida in the gut, oftentimes that's because your diet has been carb heavy for a while.
Okay.
And you're working on that. But that's a big deal.